Hello, welcome to the Joe Cortez Show here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment capital of the world. Well, we have my co-host, Shelly Stevens, and our good guest today, a special guest. This guy is really one of the best saxophone players here in Las Vegas. His name is Audley Reid.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for being on the show today, buddy.
Oh, my pleasure.
Tell us a little bit about your background. Something that you've been performing for, what, over 40 years now?
Yeah, give a few years here and there.
Yeah.
Basically, from Chicago, been playing in Chicago.
The windy city.
Yeah, man, the cold breeze.
Yeah.
So we've been there playing around the town and around the country for about 40 years.
Boy, I mean, you don't even look like a day over 40 yourself.
Oh, trust me, my knees know.
Well, one thing we have in common, though, is that we have the same barber.
Yes. Bald and clean.
We put our two heads together.
Yeah, okay, it'll be shiny.
You know what it look like?
Yeah.
It look like an ass.
Well, I've been called that a few times, so it's all good.
Well, Shelly was telling me all about you, and I'm glad I was able to meet you last week.
Yes.
You were performing at Lola's restaurant, and she was performing there with her husband, Wesley.
Yes.
And you got up there with your horn. You were amazing.
Well,
You brought a little more flavor to the sound.
Well, I don't know how much more flavor I can bring. These two are they're incredible.
So tell me a little bit about your background, buddy. Now, you've been performing back east, and then you came out to Vegas. How long have you been in Vegas?
2 years.
2 years.
2 years now.
Yeah.
So it's like starting over. But, it's been really good. We've met some tremendous people here, present company included. And, my wife has been very helpful in making sure that I stay on track, Viv. And so, it's just been a really good adventure. We met some terrific people here. And looking forward to just meeting more and just getting out and doing some things.
It was so funny how we met. It was, like he said, it was around 2 years ago. And we have a friend of ours that plays drums, Tony Dale. And my husband played with Tony at lots of different gigs and stuff like that. So Tony was doing this Christmas gig with an artist known as Patrice Isley. So anyway, she said she needed a keyboard player. So Wesley went to the rehearsal, and I went to the rehearsal with him, just sitting there, just watching the rehearsal and stuff. And that's when we met Audley, and it was like so incredible, like watching him play and listening to him. I was like, oh my God, that's the kind of sax player we love, right? It was like so awesome. And it was love at first sight, right, at that night. And then we played the gig together, and everything was great. And then after that, more gigs came up with Patrice, and then, Wesley and I decided to put a show together also. It's going to be a tribute to the sound of Philadelphia. We're like, we got to get Audley to be in the show. No question about it. So actually, we got the whole band from Patrice. So we're always grateful to her for that. Yeah.
Okay, so what is happening with you in the near future? What's on the horizon?
Well, outside of doing the Philly show, got a couple of little things happening. I'm going to be looking to hopefully release some new music this year. It's been being released for the last couple of years now, so look like we're going to finally make that happen in 25.
Awesome.
So that way, with all the combination of things that are going on, it'll be a nice little package to present. And I think I'm going to take some dancing lessons.
Oh, wow. Dancing lessons.
I got to get my moves together,
Well, you had some moves last week at Lola's.
You gotta get those legs in shape to it.
Yeah, man. I think I have 3 left feet, so I gotta get it together. So
goodness.
looking to do that, and just looking to explore and just doing some other things, and just trying to keep busy and keep the music moving.
What do you think about the entertainment capital of the world here in Las Vegas? What do you think?
So far, love it. It's a very vibrant community. Sometimes it's a little cliquish, but that's just the way it is.
All over.
But I have met some tremendous musicians here. I've even told some of my guys that I played with in Chicago for a while. Some of these guys out here and the young ladies are just incredible.
Yeah, good talent.
Yeah.
A lot of guys have been here. There's some old timers here that have been playing for years. Very well loved and liked with their music.
Oh yeah.
That's why they call it entertainment capital of the world. You got it all at the best.
Oh yeah. I just spoke with a couple of guys yesterday. Played with the original Rat Pack guys, so I'm gonna try to get them on a gig.
Which one was that? The guy that played Sammy?
No, the drummer.
One of the musicians.
Yes,
Not the singers.
No, not the
It
singers.
was the Rat Pack. I met the whole four of them. They were really amazing.
Yeah.
They still act, they still do little gigs here and there.
Yeah. Well, that was an amazing time
Yeah.
in the Vegas history and so forth. I mean, across the board, it was just really, really good. And I used to come here and play many, many years ago with a gentleman, a vocalist, A.J. Brown. I used to come here and do a couple of weeks with him here back in the days of the Mirage, and I think it was the Laguna Room. We used to play at.
The days of Louis Prima type of stuff?
Yeah, man.
Back in the 70s, 60s, 70s?
Yep. Come on, man. Yes. Yeah, so that was good. And so even though I'm new to Vegas, I'm not technically unaware of some of the things that go on here, but it's just a very vibrant spot. I mean, we love it here.
Okay, do you have to become a member of a union to be part of a musician?
Well, I joined the union once we first got here. So starting to meet some people and get out and play around town with some really incredible guys.
Yeah, they've been helping you get gigs at different locations, meeting the right people?
I've been doing that.
You do that on your own.
Yeah, you got to do that on your own.
Yeah.
But it's just a network. You just got to get out and meet people. That doesn't change.
Speaking of people, little birdie told me that you once played something with Michael Henderson and Norman Connors. Is that correct?
Oh my gosh, a little birdie. we gotta pick these people. Yeah. I probably had a very interesting musical career. I've had a chance to play with Norman Connors and Ray Parker Jr. and those type of guys.
Who inspired you to become a musician?
Well, it's an embarrassing story, but in high school, you have to take the elective, either choir or band. And fortunately for me, I can't sing a note. So I went to the choir, started singing, and she said, hold on, go across the hall. And I walked in the hall, and it was the band room. And my band director at the time, Mr. Lawson, sat me down in the clarinet section. And that's where I stayed for 4 years and learned how to play the clarinet, saxophones, and all that other stuff. But I really wanted to be a singer, and I still do.
Yeah. Well, good to know.
But that's not going to happen, trust me.
Next time the Lolas, I hand you a mic.
I
I sing pretty good myself in the shower.
Well, I haven't graduated that far yet, so we're still going to try. But it's been great. I just think that being lucky in a sense, and being able to meet and hang out with the right people. I've done everything from theater, classical plays, R&B, jazz, hip hop. So I think as being a musician, you got to try to surround yourself with good people and also to be in an environment where it'll foster that growth.
Talking about environment, what do you think about the youth out there? What advice can you give our viewers? You got a youth out there who want to become musicians. What guidelines can you give them?
Well, I think just like anything, you got to love what you do. And you just got to stay with it and understand that, greatness comes with effort.
And a lot of practice.
And, not to get intimidated when you go out and somebody sings better than you or play better than you. That's just life, man.
Yeah.
And just do what you do and develop your own voice.
Yeah.
Your own style.
Your own style, and be true to it, stick to it, and just do your craft.
Well, we want to show our viewers, especially the young folks out there watching, we got some a video of Audley playing his saxophone out there. We get it, hit it right now. amazing. I mean, I
thank
love
you.
it.
Yeah.
I love it. You can really blow that horn pretty good, buddy. You're good at it.
Well, you know, after a couple of days, you get a little lucky and grab a few
You
notes.
still got a little spark of the old flash.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Good.
Absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely.
Well, I can tell you, having you on the show today is very special. Now, if somebody wants to become playing the sax, how do they start?
Well, you got to find the instrument that is right for you.
Okay.
Whether it's flute, clarinet, saxophone, whatever, and just be comfortable with it. Find your really good teacher. Not so much YouTube, but find your really good teacher that you're comfortable with and will have patience with you. Just to get through the first initial months of squeaks and hawks and things like that. And if you have a pet, your pet will tell you if you're progressing or not. So.
Now, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you for any booking or any advice, how can they reach you?
Yeah, just go on my website. Audley Reid is www.audleyreid.com, and just go to my contact page, and you'll see all the information that you need to reach me.
You have any video clips of yourself, or you got a YouTube channel where they could watch?
Yeah, same thing underneath my name, Audley Reid, AudleyReid, and you'll find me on all the social media. If you need to find music on all the digital markets that are out there, just search my name and.
Well, I mean, you playing for over 40 years. You got to have a lot of material out there.
I've got a few.
Yeah.
I've got a few. Yeah. So it's good.
It's good. So any other advice you want to give our viewers out there? Because I know a lot of young folks out there watch it. They want to be drummers. They want to play the bass, the saxophone, the clarinet, whatever.
Well, I think everybody's different.
Yeah.
And you have to find what's going to be comfortable and works for you.
Right.
If you try to follow the crowd, you're going to get ran over. So just stick to who you are, develop who you are, and maintain your level of presence.
Right.
And I think after that, you just have to let the dice roll from there, and just be prepared.
So some musicians are going to play different instruments, but you stuck with your sax, right?
Yeah, I'm strictly a reed man. I play 9 different horns in the reed family itself.
Okay.
But like I say, I've always wanted to learn how to sing. So who knows what may happen on the mic?
There you go. We'll be waiting for you. Come on out the lows.
Your wife Vivian says you can sing pretty good.
I think not. I think.
She says she can hear you singing in the shower all the time.
Oh, no, man. Listen, it gets sealed off.
Oh, my God. You know what? I got to give a shout out to our girl, Patrice Isley, for introducing us to this man right here. I'll tell you, it's been such a blessing meeting you a couple of years ago and knowing you and hearing you and meeting your lovely wife, Vivian. And both of you guys came to Lola's. I was so happy to see you.
Yeah.
So.
And Patrice has been very, very supportive. She's got a new record out right now.
And you play a lot on her original music, don't you?
I play a lot, and we did a remake of George Duke's song, I Want You For Myself.
Right, one of my favorites.
And if you guys go out and check it out, it's we really maintain the integrity of George Duke. And, I've got a really good friend of mine's, Ray the Weeper Fuller, who plays with George Duke, Whitney Houston, Anita Baker. I mean, so I told him we were going to do the remake of that song, and he was like, yeah, okay. So we were really happy with that.
Well, we want to thank you so much for being on the show today with us.
Well,
Hope to see you again next time in the near future.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
All right, and I'm going to continue to duck and weave.
Hello, welcome to the Joe Cortez Show here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment and sports capital of the world. And again, with my co-host, Shelly Stevens. Thank you again for being on the show with us today again, Shelly.
Thank you for having me.
Well, today we have a little surprise. You can see that we had these little trophies here today, but we'll be talking about each one of these trophies, who they were presented to, and why not sooner for one of them anyway. And one of the things I can tell you guys is that it's an honor for me to be involved in sports because I was able to meet so many great celebrities in the sports arena, not only with boxing, but you come to the fights when I was refereeing the big championship fights. with Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, George Foreman, Mike Tyson, Julio Cesar Chavez, Oscar De La Hoya, all the big ones. I refereed 176 world title fights, and you know what? I had the honor of refereeing those fights, but I also had the honor of meeting some of the great entertainers and sports celebrities that would come at ringside and would talk to me. Hey, Joe, come over here. I'm looking at Bruce Willis, looking at Sylvester Stallone. The guy called me over like I was a buddy, you know. I was just a referee, you know. The stars are the fighters in the ring. But anyway, last week, actually 2 weeks ago, I got called to, I got called before, but I had to present myself to Dallas, Texas, to be a receiver of one of these trophies. But one of the stories behind the sports is that there was an individual who should have been inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame many years ago, and he was banned from baseball. His name is Pete Rose. Now, Pete Rose was one of the individuals I used to meet at ringside when I was doing the fight. I would sit down with him. We would talk for hours before the fight, before I was doing the main event. And you know, Shelly, it was always an honor meeting all these celebrities, but when it came to the time with Pete Rose, who was probably one of the greatest, one of the greatest baseball players in the history of baseball, Pete Rose had 4,256 hits. Nobody broke that record with 4,252, and he has 160 home runs. He was like one of the best. He played first base. He played third base. He was an amazing guy. He became a manager at the end, but he got banned because of some betting that he was doing with baseball, not against his team, but he was just betting. Anyway, they say you're forbidden, you can't forbidden to be in the Baseball Hall of Fame, so he could never get inducted to the Hall of Fame. I mean, he has all kinds of records. Nobody can probably ever break his record with 4,252 hits. But I was talking to Juanita Cap, who's the chairperson of the MMA, Mixed Martial Arts Mastermind in Dallas, Texas. She's from South Africa, and her wonderful boyfriend, Kevin Oliver, who I met at one of the Hall of Fames a couple of years ago. They invited me to say, Joe, we'd like to induct you into our MMA Hall of Fame. And they said, but we heard that you're trying to get Pete Rose inducted, and that's not happening, right? I said, no, it's not. They said, you know what? We want to give him that honor. We want to induct it into the MMA Mixed Martial Arts Mastermind Hall of Fame. And they have a trophy here for Pete Rose. This is for Pete Rose. It's an honor. I mean, I received the trophy for him that night in Dallas, Texas. And it was an honor receiving this trophy. And then they presented me with my trophy, as you can see in the picture there, with Juanita holding the trophy. This is my trophy for the MMA Hall of Fame. And it's been an honor, but you know, it was more an honor getting Pete Rose inducted because that's one man who really deserves it. I mean, in baseball, I mean, everybody, most people that I know love baseball, and he's one of the greatest of all time. And he made a mistake, but you know what? We all make mistakes, so you got to give second chances. And at Pete Rose, I think he deserved a second chance, and I'm glad I was able to get him inducted to get this trophy. And hopefully, one of his family members, who I got to meet a friend tonight who knows one of his sons. I've been trying to reach out to get his son. Anybody out there knows his sons, some family member, I want to present the Pete Rose trophy to them because this trophy is his. I've received it, but I'm holding it for safekeeping, but it goes to a family member as soon as I hear from one of them.
I love Pete Rose, too. As you know, I'm from Philly originally, and Pete Rose played for the Phillies, I think, from 1979 to 1983. Yeah. So he was well-loved and respected by everybody in Philly. Yeah, so how many positions did he play? I'm not really a sports girl. I don't really know too much about baseball.
Yeah, he played first base, he played third base, then he was a manager. He was coaching at the end of his career. After he retired from baseball as an active player, he became a coach, a manager of the team.
Right. Yeah. Wow, your trophy case is just getting bigger and bigger. You know, you were in the Hall of Fame. Tell us a little bit about that. You didn't get a trophy for that too?
Well, I've been honored that this is my fifth Hall of Fame I've been inducted to. I mean, but the big one was the one in Canastota, New York, when I got inducted with Mike Tyson, Julio Cesar Chavez, Sylvester Stallone. You know, I did the Rocky movie with Sylvester, and Costa Zoo and National Burns. It was an honor. But, you know, getting inducted to different Hall of Fames is just amazing for me. Sometimes I got to pitch myself, but I'll tell our viewers out there, especially the youngsters watching, you know, I come up from Spanish Harlem in New York, tough neighborhood, all gangs and drugs and everything. I stayed away from all of that. I got involved with boxing when I met a fighter by the name of Gaspar Indian Ortega from Mexico, who came to New York back in 1955. I was 12 years old when I met him. And he's the one that opened the doors for me to get involved with boxing, my brother Mike and I. I ended up winning 6 Golden Glove championships, and that was an honor, winning these championships in Madison Square Garden. I remember one night in Madison Square Garden fighting for the Eastern Golden Glove championships. And from there, I know I had to win that tournament to go for the Nationals in Chicago, in old Windy City. I have a friend that was on the show earlier today, and he knows about the Windy City, Chicago, old Chicago Stadium. And but in Madison Square Garden, just before that tournament in Chicago, I had to fight twice the same night. It was the semifinals and finals, and my brother had to fight twice because we already won the New York Open Championship. Then we went for the Eastern. And guess what? Some of the greatest fighters of all times have fought in Madison Square Garden, fought in that same ring that I fought in, like Muhammad Ali, Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano, Sugar Ray Robinson. Some of the great ones fought in that ring, but you know what? Nobody's knocked out 2 guys like I did that one night. I knocked out both opponents in Madison Square Garden.
Wow.
And I was not the greatest puncher. I don't think I was the greatest puncher, even though my opponents, Ralph Jackson and the other fellow, I forgot his name, they would say, Joe's the hardest puncher. I knocked these guys out. I stopped one guy, the other guy knocked him out cold. I got a picture of a guy, a whole back page of the New York Daily News. I'm standing over my opponent. You see, he's going down. See his mouthpiece in the air, And I say, wow. But anyway, those are the experiences that I had, winning the amateurs and then turning pro when I was 18 before. And then when I had my 5th pro fight, in the same Madison Square Garden, the only fight I ever lost as a professional, I lost 1 out of 19. I got so upset I joined the Army. I went into the Army. I got so upset. Ended up joining the Army, and that's why I ended up becoming a coach in the Army down in Fort Hood, Texas, back in 1963. And it's been a lot of fun, a lot of career. But I want our viewers out there, the parents watching, and you yourself out there watching, and, you have to believe in yourself. First of all, you got to love yourself for being who you are, and love your parents, and love your siblings, and love people out there. Always give them a helping hand, and always pay it forward. Because I love helping people out there. That's my thing. I don't do it for money. I don't do it for any fame. I do it because I love, my heart tells me to help people out. That's the way I was brought up by my mother.
Mm-hmm. And that's how we met, and we could just tell that about you. We just became friends instantly when we met a couple of years ago now, right? I think, maybe 1 year. But it seems like I've been knowing you forever, So, and a lot of people like within the business, not just of sports, of entertainers and actors, you just seem to know, and everybody just loves you.
Well,
and tell me some more about some of these baseball players that you knew.
Well, I had the honor of hanging out with Willie Mays. Willie Mays, one of the greatest of all time. And Willie Mays and I used to manage hotels down in Puerto Rico, the El Conquistador Hotel, where I was the executive assistant manager of the hotel. And I got to meet Willie Mays. We had an American Airlines Golf Classic, and my wife Sylvia was the clubhouse manager. So she ran the golf course, everything to do with the spa, with the pro shop, everything. Sylvia handled that. But I was the executive assistant manager, and we had all these celebrities come in, play for the American Airlines Golf Classic. And this is where I got to meet Willie Mays, Elson Howard, Bobby Bonds, Dermot Munson, may he rest in peace, Roberto Clemente, may he rest in peace. But one of the nicest guys was Brooks Robinson. Brooks Robinson was one of the nicest of all, and he played with the Baltimore Orioles, a great player. And I used to hang out with these guys. Hanging out with Joe DiMaggio. Can you imagine hanging out with Joe DiMaggio, the guy who married Marilyn Monroe? Mm-hmm. Him and I would sit together. But Willie Mays and I, we would say, he said, Joe, I got some friends in San Juan. We got to go to San Juan tonight. I said, let's go. We get in my car. We drive out to San Juan, and 40 miles from the El Conquistador Hotel. And it was just a lot of fun being with some of these great individuals. Bobby Bonds. One day I was with Bobby Bonds. We were having a drink, and somebody said something derogatory, and Bobby Bonds got so upset. Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench got so upset. He said, come on, Joe, let's get out of here. He took me out of there. He said, we can't hang around with these people. These guys talking bad like that. We don't have to be around these guys. They got to respect you. You're the manager of this hotel. I said, well, we're having a good time. I don't pay attention to that. But anyway, there were so many. Roberto Clemente was able to come up to the El Conquistador Hotel one day. 3 months before he passed in a plane crash, he was doing a humanitarian presentation in Nicaragua. They had an earthquake, and Roberto Clemente was going on the plane to deliver clothing and food and all this water on this plane. He wanted to go on that plane with a humanitarian presentation we were going to make. And you know what? The plane went down and we lost the great Roberto Clemente. He was a great baseball player, one of the greatest of all time. And he played with the, I believe he was number 21. And he played with the, I believe it was the, I forgot the name of the team, but he was one of the great ones. But I can tell you that, you know, you ask me these kind of questions, what kind of players? I mean, I met so many individuals, Jimmy Foxx was one of the great ones that I love being around with. But Sylvester Stallone, one day he tapped me on the shoulder as I'm getting ready to go in the ring. He said, Joe, I'm doing a movie, Rocky Balboa. I want you to be my referee. And I ended up doing the Rocky Balboa, the last one. You know, same thing with Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy, Joe, doing a movie. I want you to be my ref. I Spy. We did that. And same thing with Antonio Banderas, Woody Harrelson. I did Play to the Bone, and one with Wesley Snipes, Undisputed. So I've been blessed in so many ways with boxing. But I want you parents out there and you young folks out there watching, if I did it, you can do it too. You know, I look at things like I say, I can do anything. That's how I feel. I'm behind this camera, actually in front of the camera, and I can get behind the camera too if I have to. But I like to, I'm not afraid to do anything. I say I can do anything. And that's what you kids got there, you got to learn to do. Don't be afraid and be focused and say like my good friend Audley Reid said before, the saxophone player, you know, he said, you stick with something, you like something, stick with it, go after it, and do it. You know, you have your dream, make your dreams come true. And on top of that, pay it forward. That's so important, always pay it forward.
I have a dream I want you to help me make come true, too.
What's that?
Well, I know you know Mark Wahlberg because you and him were talking about him coming to town. He's building a studio here, right?
Yeah, he's building a studio, and Mark Wahlberg, he approached me one day at a restaurant, and actually he was doing, it was a sports bar, and he was promoting his tequila drink called Flecha Azul. And in Spanish, Flecha Azul means blue arrow. So Flecha Azul is a tequila that he's got. And he asked me, he said, Joe, I'm doing a movie about Julio Cesar Chavez. He said, Joe, I've been watching you referee Julio Cesar Chavez so many times. I refereed Chavez 6 times. He said, Joe, I want you to be the referee for that movie. He said, I mean, you want the referee for those fights, you got to be in my movie as well.
Okay,
so,
well, then
I keep my fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the call.
And I'm waiting for a call, too, because I did Broadway musicals. I like to jump up to movies, too. I could be your personal assistant in a movie. I'll just follow behind you. I don't have to say a word. I'll just take notes.
No, we can put you in the ring, make you the ring girl.
Oh, yeah. I think those days have passed.
Anyway, but you know, it's so much fun, you know, being involved with sports, with boxing, and helping people out. You know, like I said, it's not only about me anymore. It's about you young folks out there. You know, we want to try to get you guys on the right track. You know, you listen to Audley Reid, who was talking about how he got into music, and who's our guest on the show earlier today. And I love helping people. I want to get you guys on the right track. I came from Spanish Harlem, from a single-parent home, tough neighborhood, one of the toughest neighborhood in New York City. But you know what? I worked my way through all of that, you know, finished my high school and went to the military. And, you know, here I am inducted to 5 Hall of Fame with 176 world title fights. Got to referee Mike Tyson 8 times. You know, not many people can say that. Roberto Duran 4 times, Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, George Hagler's fight. George Foreman, when George was 45 years of age, I refereed the fight when he knocked out Michael Moore, become heavyweight champion at the age of 45. So it's been a lot of fun for me, Shelly, you know, being in sport and helping people out there.
That's why we love you. Everybody loves you, Joe. Yeah.
Well, we're trying to do the best we can.
And I love it when you come to see us at Lola's. When you come, Lola's is like such a fun place. We had Audley come, you know, a couple times. He got up and played the sax. He brought his beautiful white Vivian, and Joe always brings his white Sylvia. We love her so much, and it's just always a pleasure when Joe's around. It makes the whole place just change. The atmosphere is just great. So whoever wants to come out to Lola's, it'll be like our Christmas show.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be doing a lot of Christmas songs for you.
We want to wish you guys all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And love to all. Remember, pay it forward. We love you all. Keep your guards up at all times. Remember, guys, I'm fair, but I'm firm. But I'm a sweet guy, too. Take care. Merry Christmas to all.
Merry Christmas.